So when we're working with trinomials, we have a couple of things to look at. First of all, we're usually going to be in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. If you're solving, it should equal 0. If you're not solving, then you'll be given the trinomial this way, or you will get to it by combining like terms or something along those lines. Now, what I want to look at first is you'll notice that when we do this and the a value is positive 1, this is a very simple procedure. But I'm also going to do different videos for different methods. We're going to start with what I call the box method. So if you learned to multiply polynomials together using a box like this, for example, if I had x plus 2 and x minus 5, and you multiplied here and got x squared, oh, that looked like a negative, let's put that on. And you multiplied x times negative 5 and got minus 5x, and then plus 2x, and then positive 2 times negative 5 is minus 10, and that gave you x squared minus 3x minus 10. So we're going to work that backwards to solve this. And if you have not already watched my video on the product sum chart, I strongly recommend that you do that. The first thing we're going to do here is multiply a times c. Actually, that's a lie. I'm going to back up real quick. The first thing we're going to do here is check for a GCF. If there's a GCF, get that out of there, leave it out in front of the parentheses, and then keep going with the steps. If there's no GCF, just move on. Second, when we do our product and sum, like we did the charts in the other video, we multiply A times C for our product, and the sum is B. Okay, so let's get an actual example going here while we're working on this. I'm going to start with one that actually does not have a 1 as the first term. I want one that has a little more going on. Here we go. So let's start with 3x squared plus 7x minus 20. So, as I was just saying, you multiply your a and your c, so it's 3 times negative 20 is negative 60, and b is my sum, positive 7. I know that if I want to multiply to be negative, then I've got to have a positive times a negative or vice versa. If I want to add to be positive, then my big number has to be positive. 1 and 60, I'll worry about signs in a sec. 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10, 7 doesn't work, 8 doesn't work, 9 doesn't work, and 10 is already on my list. So big number is positive. That means the little number in every pair has to be negative, and I'm looking to add up to positive 7. So right here, negative 5 plus 12 is 7. Okay? So for the box method, after you find your product sum, you break bx into two terms using the factors that you got. In other words, right here, I'm going to keep my 3x squared. I'm going to keep my minus 20, but instead of 7x, I'm going to put minus 5x plus 12x. So let's talk about that for just a second. The negative 5 and positive 12 are what multiplied together to give me negative 60 and added together to give me 7x. So if I added these back together, I would still have my 7x right here. I have not changed the value of my problem. It also doesn't matter if you put the plus 12x in front of the minus 5x or not. My next step is to put those four terms inside a box. So you put your four terms in the box. Your x squared term goes here, your constant term goes there, and the other two can go in either box. So mine is going to look like this. That's pretty. 3x squared, and the minus 20 is here. Doesn't matter which box I put the negative 5x or the positive 12x in, I usually go left to right, and then I go down to the bottom row. Right? Number 5, step 5, you're going to GCF to the left from each row and then to the top from each column. Okay, so you're going to pull a GCF here, 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 and here. In this case, 3x squared minus 5x, they don't have any number GCF, but they both have an x. So we take out an x. It's positive because the box closest to my term that I pulled out is positive. Down here, again with the positive, 12 and 20. They both have a 2. Let me see, 3 doesn't work. They both have a 4. 5 doesn't work. 6 doesn't work. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 4 looks like the biggest number that can come out of there. When I take my GCF out to the top, here and here, 3 and 12 have a 3 in common. X squared and x have an x in common. And the closest box is positive, right? Here, 5 and 20 have a 5 in common. This has an x, but this does not. I don't do that. And the closest box is minus. So my answer is x plus 4 and 3x minus 5. It could also be 3x minus 5 first and then x plus 4. You just can't mix and match. I also want to point out that if I were to multiply things back together, x times 3x is 3x squared. X times negative 5 is minus 5x. 4 times 3x is plus 12x. And 4 times minus 5 is minus 20. So you can double check your problem that way, or your answer rather that way. And there we have the box method. Let's do one more just for practice, and then you will have some videos on the other methods. So let's factor 5n squared minus 49n plus 72. So just a reminder, I could actually go ahead and get this set up with my 5n squared and my plus 72 here, because I've already checked to see I don't have a GCF. There's nothing I can take out of everything here. Next, my chart. 5 times 72, let's see, that'd be 350, 360, positive, and this is a negative 49. That means I'm going to have two negative numbers, right? To multiply to be positive and add to be negative. If you're not sure, test out all of your signs and see how it works. So 1 times 360, this could be a long list, couldn't it? 2 times 180, 3 times 120, 4. 4 times 90. Sorry about that. 4 times 90. 5 times 72. 6 times 60. 7 doesn't work. 8 times 45. Oh, that was so close. That gives me close to 49, but that's not it. 9 times 40. Oh, right there it is. But we're going to keep going real quick. 10 times 36. 11 doesn't work. 12 times 30. 13. 14. 15. 15 works. So if I do 15, that would be 20. What? Hold on. So if I did a 5 out of there, it'd be 2, 24. 16, is 16 gonna work? Just yeah, twice. No, it doesn't. 16 doesn't work. 17. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. We ran across our numbers here. It would be negative 9 and negative 40 makes negative 49. So we're gonna do minus 9n minus 40n. When I take my GCF out here, it's positive n. Here, it's negative 40 and 72. 72 is 1 and 72, 2 and 36, 3 and 24, 4 and 18. And this would be 4 and 10, so that's not big enough, I don't think. 8 and 9, 8 and 5. That's it. 8 minus 8. Then when I take them out this way, I'm sorry you had to listen to my rambling. 5 and 40 would be 5n for n squared and then minus 9. Again, double check. Do they multiply to be 5n squared minus 9n minus 40n plus 72? They do. So my factors are n minus 8 and 5n minus 9. There you go. Good luck.